professional competition once, a couple times, but she keeps winning, and yet she keeps coming into these fights as an underdog. Got a very late start as a pro, started at age 32, she is 39 now, but she feels that she's got a couple of years left in her because she has not done a lot of boxing.
And of course, she made an unusual move up, as they do, as things often happen. In just her 5th pro fight, she was fighting for the world title, and she managed to get a majority draw out of that.
Yeah, it's pretty astonishing, and that, as you know, happens in women's boxing.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, finally, it is time. Tonight, Fresh Catch Production presents live on Integrated Sports, finally, time to crown the best female pound-for-pound fighter in the world. All night of championship boxing tonight, seeing the finest female fighters in the world. And tonight's fights will be fought under the auspices of Isleta Boxing Commission, Commissioners David Anzada, Michael Jojola, Scarlett Lente, the inspectors, Larry Casillas, Patrick Casillas, Dan Wilkinson, the physicians in charge at ringside, Dr. Jose Sterling, Dr. David Macias, the timekeeper, Anita Sanchez. And now, ladies and gentlemen, fighting 10 rounds for the IFBA Junior Flyweight Champion. Let's meet your principals tonight. Starting with the red corner. She comes to us all the way from Watsonville, California. She's got a record of 17 great big wins against only 1 loss and 5 wins by way of knockout. She weighed in at 107 3/4 pounds. She is known the world over as La Reina, the WBC minimum weight champion. Here it is, Carina Moreno. And in the blue corner, she comes to us all the way from New York City via Honolulu, Hawaii. She has a record of 5 wins, 1 draw. She is the WIBA Flyweight champion. She is known the world over also as the Hawaiian Mongoose. Here is Eileen Olszewski. And in charge of the ring of the bell, it'll be Rocky Burke. The judges, William Gant, Lorenzo Size, and John Shorley.
That's it, baby. Don't look back now, baby. It's too late, baby. We coming, baby. That's right, baby. Don't look back now, baby. It's too late, baby. We had our fun with the deal, baby.
Center of the ring.
Time to go to work, baby. That's right, baby. Catch your fellas casino, baby. California, baby. Look more.
Ladies, keep your guard up at all times. When I say break, take a step back without punching. In case of a knockdown, go to the furthest neutral corner. Don't come out of the neutral corner till I say box. Any questions? Give me a good, clean fight. Good luck to both of you. Touch gloves.
Well, Al, quite a bit of cheerleading coming out of the corner of Carina Moreno.
Yeah, that would be coming from Rick Noble. They call him Repo Rick. Take a look at the tail of the tape. Olszewski has the height and reach advantage, and her husband, Matthew, who is also her trainer who guided her into boxing, said she is going to try and use that as much as she can and stay on the outside. Clearly, the age advantage goes to Carina Moreno. As I mentioned, Olszewski started when she was 32 as a professional. And the IFBA Championship and ABC Unified rules, you see the 10-point must system, 3 knockdown rule not in effect, and you cannot be saved by the bell. Only the ref can stop the fight, and if there's a clash of heads or something that causes a cut after 4 rounds, they could go to the scorecards if it's an accidental clash.
All right, we're ready to roll here right now. Moreno and Olszewski. And we're just waiting for the first bell. And here we go. And interesting, Al, you brought up Olszewski trained by her husband. Not unusual in women's boxing.
No, she met him when she was in a mixed martial art class. He went to New York to start. He had done some karate schools in Michigan, went to New York to try and start his own karate schools, and met her and helped guide her into boxing. She's a former New York Knicks dancer, of all things, and a ballerina, and has a lot of mixed martial arts training, and now she's a boxer.
Husband-wife combinations in women's boxing, not rare. Probably most notably Christy Martin and her husband, Lisa Brown and hers. Originally, when a couple of divorces come along and you lose your trainer, Holly Dunaway and Jill Emery, Jill still trained by her ex-husband.
Now, Olszewski's mission, she believes, is to keep this fight at long range. These two women sparred together some years ago when they were on the USA national team And back then, Carina Moreno said Olszewski was very aggressive, always coming forward. But now I think Eileen will try and counterpunch more, and she's doing a very good job of it early in this fight.
Well, good point. Carina said to me earlier, she says that sparring session meant nothing because I looked at her on YouTube recently, and her style's totally different. 45 seconds to go here in the first. Again, women's boxing, 2-minute rounds.
And that puts a premium on a lot of action, and we've already had it here in round one. Carina Moreno now landing a good jab after a left hook, after Olszewski had counterpunched well in the early part of the round.
And as you mentioned, Moreno, the smaller of the two, and she's getting down and fighting small and really establishing the jab nicely.
There's the body work for Moreno. She's a very good body puncher on the inside. Very close first round.
Nice overhand right by Carina Moreno as we come to the end of the first round. And I'd have to say a good establishing round here for Moreno.
Stop!
You gotta get off first, okay? She's trying to throw a left hook, so listen, you gotta counter with that right hand. Start with a jab, finish with a jab. She wants to throw that low left hook, okay? You gotta be ready for right hand, okay? You got it? You gotta get off first. Start with a jab, finish with a jab, okay? If you get a touch with the right hand, get that left hook, but you have to get off first. Okay, you gotta fake a little bit more. That's why you're not getting close enough. She wants to throw that left hook, okay? You see that? Okay? Let me tell her about it.
Len, how many rounds?
In the corner there with Carina Moreno.
Take a deep breath.
And you're
You
listening
gotta
to the
get
voice
off
of
first.
Rick
Okay, that round
Noble,
was too
her
close, okay,
longtime
champ?
trainer.
Can't be like that. Okay, you gotta get closer. She's just waiting.
Seconds out.
All right, we start round number 2. This is again a schedule for 10. The IBA Junior Flyweight Championship at stake. That's for 108 pounds. And as Al mentioned, Moreno moving up. And she says just this one time. But Al, you know, that's often a euphemism. Sometimes once you're up at that weight, you don't want to go back down and lose those pounds.
If there are opportunities, that's for sure.
Right,
Now,
step back.
Eileen Olszewski started out in round one, keeping her distance very well and landing good counter punches. Moreno has been able to get inside a little bit better in the last part of the first round and here in round number 2.
But we heard what Rick Noble was saying between rounds. He's looking for more jabs from her, and thus far,
Don't hold.
she's not really listening.
Don't hold. Don't hold. Box.
Olszewski told me something the other day, though, that reminded me of Max Schmeling and Joe Louis. She says, I see a weakness. I said, well, what is it? She goes, well, I'm not going to tell you. You know, I'm not going to tell. I won't tell Carina. No. I said, when will you tell me? She says, after the fight. I said, win, lose, or draw? She says, yes. I said, okay. We'll see.
Olszewski's jab not really as effective early in this match, I think, as she would like. And there's Moreno on the inside throwing some good combinations. Moreno's a pressure fighter. She would like to get inside and be able to dig those body shots and work.
Good right hand over the top by Moreno. And I got to tell you right now, Al, that Olszewski looks very tentative and tight to me.
Well, she started out this match being very, very good as a stand-up boxer, but now she's allowing Moreno to come in. You know, Carina Moreno, who has been promoted by the Tashi Palace in California, gotten a lot of support from them, and has gained confidence as a fighter as she's gone on as a pro, with only the one loss, which you point out against Wendy Rodriguez, might not be considered much of a loss.
End of the round, and a very good one for Moreno at that, showing all of that 18-fight experience versus the 6 fights of Eileen Olszewski.
Give me the bucket, man. Come on, let's go. Gotta be faster with that. Yoko, you gotta get busy with your 1-2s. You hear me?
Round number 3, brought to you by Prego Metal System.
Don't think so much. Come on, here. Keep doing that chopper combo and then come back with a 5. Okay? Okay. Stiff grip.
Carina Moreno having herself a very good second round. Pressuring, using the jab to work her way in. That's what they want her to do, and that sets up that left hook on the inside. And there's the right hand. So the jab that they were asking for in Moreno's corner, very, very effective.
You got to win this round. You got to get him, Yoko. Come on, use that jab. That's okay.
Well, as we start round